expertise, and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
My name is Ruth Rusi. I'm a retired teacher. I'm 91 years old, and this is how I live united. I say retired, but not really. Once a week, I read books to children as part of United Way's education program. Reading to a child creates links between language and literacy. It creates a bond between grown-up and child. And believe it or not, it prepares them for a better academic future. Oh, we read about frogs and flies and pigs with wings, all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusi. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt. I
Hamilton the
live it.
Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. With millions of YouTube views, shares, Instagram likes, followers, and fans across the globe. But what do all these amazing pets have in common? Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a shelter or adoptable pets near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard? Well, that's entirely up to you. Visit theshelterpetproject.org and hear more about Hamilton the Pug, Toast, and Keyboard Cat's amazing adoption stories. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Your perfect pet is just a click away at theshelterpetproject.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Maddie's Fund.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
And we are back at Old School Bruja Radio, and I'm your host, La Fuerza, the Old School Bruja, and my co-host, Chanel.
Hi, everybody.
And Teresa, our tarot reader, is on her way. She got into a little traffic, but she'll be here shortly. And today, we have an amazing show for you.
So excited.
Oh. I'm really excited about this show.
Me too.
Yeah.
It is going to be.
It's been quite a week.
You know?
What has your week been like? Let's divert.
Oh, wow. This week has actually been kind of crazy. Had some car situations going on, but got some good news. So I'll have a new car very soon.
Yes.
That's very good.
Yes. Amen. This was a car saga.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
But it was so perfect and retrograde appropriate.
It
It was absolutely wonderful.
so retrograde appropriate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was
That's
like,
a really
okay,
cool.
transition. Let's be still here.
Yeah.
As soon as it happened, girl, you're about to get a new car.
Oh, basically. Sometimes you're just thrown into it. So it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
One plus one.
So today we are going to be focusing on relationships. Excuse me. Toxic relationships, healing from relationships, also toxic masculinity within the spirit community. Because I want to start with that. I really do.
We almost have to wait for Teresa.
We do, right?
We can touch on it.
Yes. I mean, we're going to include her in everything.
Yeah.
She'll be here soon.
Okay.
But yeah, I've had quite the week. Lots of transitions for me. I had a lot of time to myself.
Good.
As well as a lot of just time away from Baltimore.
Okay. How's that?
It was really nice.
Good. That's good. We all need a break.
I needed the break. I needed a longer break, honestly. Like, I didn't want to come back yet.
A change of scenery can honestly just restart your whole life. Yeah, I'm telling you, sometimes
I needed that.
You need it.
I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go away again.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's plan a winter trip.
I'm so down for a winter trip.
Let's plan a winter trip.
Actually, I want to do a winter witchy trip.
Okay. Like where?
Like in a haunted cabin witchy trip.
I had a feeling we were going cabin style.
I've been dreaming of cabins.
Okay.
So I really want to go to a cabin for my birthday.
Okay.
But that's really soon, and I haven't planned a thing for my birthday.
So that may be a stretch.
Yeah, so this might have to be like midwinter.
Okay.
Dead of winter.
Yeah.
We go into a haunted house.
There needs to be winter activities like snow tubing, skiing. I'm
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
I'm
a
down.
fucking haunted house.
I'm down. At a fucking haunted winter house?
With a sexy ass fireplace, and Mr. Langdon shows up. He comes in.
Oh, Mr. Langdon.
Just by the fire, moves his cape. I'm like, hello, Mr. Langdon.
Mr. Langdon.
One can
does show
dream.
up. He does show up. At least he shows up for me.
He shows up whenever we just
Goddamn Mr.
call
Langdon.
him. You know, I
Anyway.
want to do that. But we do have the ghost hunting trip coming up.
Yeah, pretty soon.
On October
Yeah.
20th.
About
We
2.5
still
weeks.
have space available if you go to our Facebook page.
Yeah.
It is the Old School Bruja Ghost Visiting Group. That's it. No frills in that name.
Pretty much. Nice and easy.
To the point.
Yeah.
Just ask to be a part of the group, and the details of the trip are there. So this will be your first time
Absolutely.
going to the Penhurst Asylum.
And I've heard so much about it. I've actually been meaning to get up there for the past couple of years, but I just haven't made it. So this would be ideally the group to go with.
I'm really excited because we will have our regular team there, which is myself, Sequenza, who was on our last show last week.
Hey,
Thank you.
Sequenza, we love you.
And Sean, who was also on the trip with us. So we have some seasoned folks, and then you're coming along for sure. And
very excited about that.
we have a lot of new traveling magical items
How about
with
that?
us.
How about that?
So we've embarked on a new type of magic that we are learning about and carrying with us. We'll get into that more actually during my Old School Bruja, the Art of Witch class. So we get into that.
You are in for a treat.
We definitely get into that.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've been carrying that around. And it's been very, very active. Yeah, I had a lot of
That's a good
activity
word.
in my
That's a good
house.
word. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, there was a lot of activity. And then today during a reading, one of the entities manifested. And she was so beautiful, first of all. It was kind of like I'm doing a reading and I was like, oh.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
She was really beautiful.
Wow.
And her energy was so peace. It was just like, thank you.
Felt good.
And she was super crystal clear. Ooh, she was so clear and poetic in her reading. And I appreciated her insight from the other realm. I was like, wow.
Thank you.
Okay, powerful.
Hello. That's what they said.
Oh, that was awesome. But I'm super excited about this ghost hunting trip for sure.
Absolutely.
And then we were also talking about today, there's a trail. I forgot the name of the woods, but it's pitch black. Trail. It's a pitch black trail. And there's props and possibly something that jumps out at you. This is more theatrical, nothing like the Asylum trip. Nothing like Penhurst Asylum. But this one is more theatrical, and I think I want to go because I want to get scared.
Basically.
So I'm totally cool with ghosts and spirits and demons, right? But when you start throwing props at me and shit,
I'll see you.
I don't like you anymore. Like,
now we have an issue. Yeah.
My daughter and I, one time we went to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum in New York, and
I've been there a couple of times.
They had the very short haunted area. It's like a hallway. And I'm going through and I'm chicken shit scared. And my daughter's like, this makes no sense. But they were jumping out at me, and then one kept coming at me and was going, banging against the wall, and had like white contacts and long hair like the Ring. And I was like, thank you so much. You're doing so well in your acting. I wish you the best. Please stop following me. And he got mad.
Like, you're doing such a good job, but I literally need you to stop now and just wait for the next person because I don't have it anymore.
I was like, I'm done.
Oh my gosh. I remember a couple of years ago, me and my friend Nicole, shout out to Nicole. We went to one of those fake haunted amusement walkthroughs where like you're walking through different sections. Some are pitch black, some have neon lighting, some have things like trying to get you. And I'm gonna tell you, that thing was so scary. I broke a nail. And I knew it was fake. I knew it. It was terrifying.
They also have the ones with the coffin that you can lay in the coffin. See, here's the thing. I
don't know about laying inside a coffin.
I'm crazy though.
Okay.
You know, I'm like a motherfucker choke me. Throw me in the coffin.
Oh my goodness. I specifically asked her not to do that, guys. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to do this with you right now. She needs help, y'all. She needs help. So you would get, basically you would get in the coffin.
I would get in the coffin.
Wow.
For a minute, 30 seconds.
And then jump right out.
And then that's it.
Wow.
I think that's it.
Okay.
I guess when, oxygen levels become a little
compromised.
Astropedia.
Yeah.
That's a made up word.
And I
by the way.
understood what you were saying.
But yeah, I am really looking forward to talking about self-care also, because during this time, we're in Venus in retrograde. We're in a new moon in Libra. So that's lots of different energy moving around between the love part, the new relationships, the old relationships, and all that other juicy stuff.
Absolutely.
I want to get deep into that when we come back from the break and, get some water. It's a little warm in here.
It is.
Get ourselves together.
Sounds good.
So stay tuned for Old School Bruja Radio. We have so much more for you tonight, and we have a special call in later during the How to Date a Bruja segment. We'll be right back. I did it.
Only in the forest can you see this. But nothing beats the moment you see that. Cool! That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. And you might just see this. Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to today's graduation ceremony. Students, when you hear the reason or reasons for your absences throughout the years, please exit the auditorium without your high school diploma. Once you've exited, remove your cap and gown and proceed into the unknown. Too tired. Family trip. Part-time job. Helping around the house. Sick day. Starting the holidays early. Just because.
Starting in the 6th grade, students who miss 18 days or more of school in a year for any reason will fall behind and risk not graduating high school. How many days of school has your child missed this year? Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today. Brought to you by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Hey, there's my son. You've been in your room all morning.
Hey, Dad.
Matt, what's wrong with your voice?
There is nothing wrong with my voice.
Oh, well, it's just sort of.
I have been playing my video games and electronic games for so many hours.
Uh-huh. Well, it sounds like it might be time for you to take a break, or...
Hello, Dad.
Susan?
I have been watching TV and text messaging all morning. Yay, electronics. Yay, yay, yay.
Guys, I think it's about time to get in the car and take a little trip. Maybe see some trees, some green things.
What are these green things you speak of?
This weekend, unplug. Take your family to the forest. There's nothing in the world like experiencing nature firsthand. Trees, paths, bluebirds, streams. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Get out to the forest and discover the wonders of nature with your family, just like Blue, Jewel, and the whole Rio flock.
Let the kids connect to their roots. It's gonna be so much fun. Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Let's rock this jungle.
Yeah!
Fresh air.
What a glorious morning.
Clean water.
Woohoo! This is great.
And endless surprises.
Yo, this is untapped territory.
How amazing.
Visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to.
Then what you're going to
do
is turn onto Marcy Avenue.
Just broke up
and go past the first 3 lights and then take the next left.
I don't really
then
think
5
she's
more
happy,
blocks
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad
You're
Council.
listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome back to Old School Bruja Radio, and we are here with me, La Fuerza, the Old School Bruja, Chanel Britton, and Mrs. Scientific, our resident tarot reader and house decorator.
Hello.
I love our set.
Here.
Thank you so
This
much.
feels so much better.
Oh, yeah, I like it a lot.
It opened the room right up.
It did. It absolutely did. So I am having a little technical difficulties trying to get the Facebook page up here so I can talk to you all. I'm trying to click the link now. But while you're away, we were talking about the haunted trip that's coming up when we're going to the asylum and some other things we wanted to do. And we talked about going to a haunted cabin for a weekend.
For a holiday.
A sexy time weekend.
Winter time.
Can we do a sexy time weekend?
I feel like winter is a sexy time anyway.
I need a fireplace.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. It's a requirement. If we're going to be in a log cabin, we better have a damn fireplace.
Uh-oh. It's because Anubis is here.
Hello. Okay.
Yeah. So today I wanted to focus on talking about healing because we are in Venus in retrograde and we are in a new moon of Libra. And during this time, we want to focus on healing ourselves, working on ourselves as old relationship stuff comes up, as new relationships come up, and also learning a lot about ourselves, getting organized, making lots of plans.
Oh yeah, this is that time.
It's a lot of preparation that needs to happen, I think, for the new year.
Yeah, I find that I'm doing a lot of planning right now.
Yeah.
A lot of planning, especially for the next month or two. Non-stop. You're right.
I've been doing a lot of planning as well.
Yeah, it's that time.
It needs to be.
It's time to change it up.
Because I'm making money moves.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
It's time to change it up. I feel like refreshing my life right now.
I embrace all of this transition.
Oh, yeah.
I embrace all of the newness of everything going on in my life. And I'm grateful for it. Yeah. Very grateful.
Yeah.
I ask God for things and things happen. That's how it should be.
That's how it works.
Teresa. Hi. We missed you.
I missed you.
How have you been, love?
I've been great. I was doing shopping now.
Exciting.
How was your week? We're doing a week in review.
It's been interesting. Lots of change. Lots of readings. People are finally getting on board with being responsible for their own energy.
Good.
So the readings have been pretty good. And I'm noticing now that the messages that come for my clients, I'm also feeding from that energy. So I'm getting messages from myself as well. Because you read cards as well. And it is really difficult to honor yourself a bit.
Yes.
As well as not wanting to accept the things that you're seeing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So far so good. Venus retrograde is in play, as well as the new moon.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the retrograde? How is it affecting you at all?
In a major way. What I've noticed is it came in really,
We
really
can't hear you too much on this mic. You need to project a little bit.
How about
'cause it's
that?
low. Thank
There we
you.
go.
I want to hear your sexy voice.
There we go. What I noticed was it came in super hard. Retrograde came in super aggressive, but now everything's kind of starting to fall in line. So it is balancing out beautifully. I'm gonna tell you, I was a little nervous in the beginning, but now I feel.
What about you? My Venus in retrograde has been both good and bad.
Okay.
Good in my heart is opening. I'm healing in many areas of my heart as well.
Good.
And I'm very aware of what healing is occurring and when it's happening.
Good.
The bad part is the physical energy shifts that are happening within me cause me to feel very off center, and I have to constantly go into meditation. But overall, it's been abundant. I hate the both of you.
I'll take a sip on that. Sorry.
So I got this piercing yesterday. Speaking of abundance
There we
and
go.
new things.
And change.
A new change, yeah. Hair, new hair.
Come through. And come through. She looks good.
Yeah, you know, she cute.
So let me just add this real fast. So Pluto, there's a hard aspect to Pluto. There's a square. Pluto rules and governs government, scandals, and with this square that we're seeing right now, I'm finding that Pluto also gives women a voice. And it's usually women who have been sheltered, who have been forced to be in the shadow, in the background of a lot of relationships. So Pluto is forcing women to go to the forefront. And you'll notice there's a lot, and it's not just the Me Too movement, it's not just what we're seeing in the news, but a lot of women are finding their power now. And so this is going to continue, especially with this new moon, and especially with this retrograde. So there's a lot of feminine womb stuff.
It's that Lily card again that keeps coming up.
Comes up all the time.
There's
a lot. So if
I'm like,
if
why
you notice
does my
women are
womb
coming
have
out
to be in the reading all the time?
Let me tell you, especially with us, we have seen it a lot.
Do we need this camera on now?
We have seen it a lot.
No, but
We
seriously,
have
so women are
seen a
coming
lot.
out,
We
and
have seen a lot of the Lily card coming
they
out.
need to have this platform. This is the time now where women are going to come forward. A lot of people are going to come forward on a more serious note, to speak their truth about some abuses, and to speak. Even I'm finding. What did I drink? I'm noticing that I'm finding my voice. And I've become this week, very, very vocal. I've always been a poster on Facebook, but for the past year or two, I've kind of fallen back with the inspiration. Because everybody now does the inspirational posts in the soapboxes. But this week, if you follow me, there's been a lot of truth that's being spit out.
And with that truth comes the need to heal.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And how do we do that? Right? There's so many different ways we do that. And I want folks to chime in during, bless you.
Thank you.
Release. And I want folks to chime in on the Facebook group chat on their healing journeys. So we're gonna, just be talking about some things that may be triggering for some folks. So always a trigger warning. But when we come back from our break, which we're about to take in just a minute, I want to get into some of our own healing journeys.
I think that's a great idea.
Because it definitely makes us who we are, right? Sounds cliche, but it's the truth. But it also has a power behind it that we can share our story of healing and growth and own it.
Yeah.
Own it. Yeah.
And it's time.
It is time. The time is now.
It is
we have
right
to.
now. It is right now.
Because if we're doing all of this transition with all of the planetary activity, we have, our readings are just telling us it's transition time. My readings always tell me it's transition time, but you need rest. So it is definitely time for us to rest and heal and be prepared for what the other side of this transition is going to be, because it's going to be absolutely beautiful and abundant.
I'm so excited.
I am super excited because I know what I asked the universe for, and I've already seen it manifest.
You know what's so funny? I literally told my mother I'm at that point where I'm like at the big chop stage. Not saying I'm going to do it, but I'm at that point in my life where I would cut my hair real short and just switch everything up.
Ooh, I
You
just
know
saw.
what I'm saying?
Ooh, I just
Just
saw
a
a
real
good
nasty
cut on
short
you.
cut.
Ooh, nasty. Just with some cut. Ooh, honey. Okay, yes.
Okay, just a
I see it
nasty
for
little
you.
something. I'm at that point.
Just cut it.
Just want to just change it.
Yeah.
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 Change everything.
All right, so we'll be right back. When we come back, we're going to get into this juicy stuff. And remember, we have our segment, How Today at Bruja, and we have a special guest, Mr. John Doe is calling in. So we'll be right back.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., every Saturday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live on BeExposedRadio.com.
I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular, it's getting that person money, it's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, yes. And I was thinking, like,
The Artist Exchange Radio Show.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Yeah, you're not. And we are back live with Old School Bruja Radio and your host, La Fuerza. And if you're just tuning in, this is Chanel.
Hi.
And our resident tarot reader, Mrs. Scientific, who has also decorated our set oh so lovely. I love it, and it's feeling like home, and I have this lovely lamp here. So, we're talking about during the retrograde healing, right? Taking care of ourselves, and I'll be full disclosure. During this time, I am definitely healing. I'm definitely working on myself. Also exploring new avenues of myself. And really just embracing me.
Yeah.
Embracing the things that I need to take care of within myself. And I'm super excited about that.
And you should be. And as your friend, I fully support everything that you do. Honestly.
You've been there through so much.
I have, and I'm so happy to see you so happy.
Thank you.
When you take time and work on self and spend time with yourself, because what we do as witches is spend so much time on everyone else in their healing process and getting them through that a lot of times we neglect ourselves.
Yes, that's true.
So when you can take that time and say, you know what, I'm going to heal me just like I healed all these other people. You really just feel so much better.
I think it's so important that we, as witches, as healers, however you identify, take time to restore, because we are always getting downloads. We're always having to power up, and then we get depleted.
Yeah.
I always think of myself, like a computer program. I need to be rebooted. I need to get an upgrade. I need to rest. I need to be turned all the way off, shut down, to reset.
Literally.
Yes.
We're computers.
Exactly.
We are constantly
And
taking
if I
and
don't
giving
stay,
information.
and if I don't stay the course with my self-care, I become very sick.
Yeah.
like I start to get flare-ups and I'm just completely useless.
Yeah.
And I think that creating rituals around self-care is super important. Like my self-care is a ritual. I have my baths that I make. I have my ritual around my tub that I do. I have my magic that I do for whatever intention it is. Like for the new moon, I did a very simple, just a prayer of protection and beauty spell. That's all for the people that I love, for the people in my life. And I just put love and light over them. And I wish them all abundance and success. And that was all that I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And your self-care routine and your rituals don't have to be extravagant and cost a lot of money, but they do have to be consistent. And one of the consistent things that I always do with my clients is energy healing. Like energy healing is the alignment. It's the alignment of the chakras, clearing of all the energy fields, clearing away ailments before they manifest into physical ailments. It helps with sleep, anxiety, depression, physical pain, chronic illness. It helps with healing during surgeries, after surgeries, treatments. The possibilities of what healing touch can do for someone are endless, but it is necessary, especially for a witch, because we need to be in alignment constantly. When we're out,
if you're a mom, if you're a wife, if you are somebody's pillar of strength, we are constantly being pulled. Reading, and I say this lovingly, the minute I log into social media, you have the regulars, and as soon as they see you, they jump on, and I have to share something. I had a dream. I need your help. When can I book? And I tend to answer them as they come in, and I have to learn boundaries at this point. Not that Teresa's blowing up, but it's just I need to learn how to say between this time and this time I need a moment to recollect, because we're constantly in a place of helping and putting out this healing energy, and it is very hard for people to do these types of work because card work is no joke. Then when you get into actually doing the spell work or to prepare products or baths for people, you are constantly being dragged. And we forget. I forget. And so what do you end up having? You end up having health issues. So I'm tired. Like my body is physically tired. And then now I'm going through, my entire life has been flipped upside down. So it's now I need to rest, but I have work to do. I have people that are depending on me to eat. So I have to take the initiative now to say, okay, enough is enough. I can help you. I can give you your tools. You can book with me, but I need a minute. So I'm learning now. As soon as that you hear the bing, don't jump on it. Let them sit for a minute, because if not, it's going to drive you to a very dry place. And you cannot pour from an empty cup.
All of the nonsense that I get in my inbox. Like today, I was like, what the fuck's happening?
Is it for spell work or?
Spell work, ridiculous spell questions, and your regular fuckboy DMs, but it was like, what's going on, y'all? You are doing the most.
On that note.
Right.
Oh, we're taking shots? Oh, wait, you took it without us.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I needed that.
I
needed that one.
This is the thing. What I noticed is it's beyond being tired. Like if you really don't take care of yourself, it will show up as physical ailments. Like you really have to take care of yourself.
I know when I don't take care of myself, my joints start to hurt and I start to get snippy.
All types of
like
stuff.
I become mean actually. And it's like, Lynette, get your ass to bed.
Because you're exhausted.
And my spirit guides are like, can you get your ass to bed? And they will make everything like start to die. Like my batteries would die on all
like,
my...
shut it down.
And I'm like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
I'm putting myself down.
Yeah.
I'm getting sick of myself.
Are you having the light bulbs blow? All the bulbs in my dining room, they're done.
The light bulb over my jacuzzi blew out.
Done.
Oh, the ones right over the top?
They blew out. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So we need to start paying attention to the signs.
Hello.
The signs are there.
There are so
Spirit's
many
always
signs.
in communication with us about our own healing.
Yeah.
When something is out of whack, our body is already on it, responding
Oh,
to
absolutely. That's why I said it shows up physically.
it. But
It's
our
not just
mind,
mental.
those who are not aware or in tune with their body, they're not getting it.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, I'm just going to pop this pill and I'm going to keep going.
Or this energy drink or whatever else keeps,
Right.
you know.
And it's like, come on, Spirit.
Oh my gosh.
Spirit's like, come on, man.
So
I need you to listen to
Red
me.
Bull should sponsor
No,
the show.
literally.
Because I live off of Red Bull
I'm
daily.
telling you, it keeps
Daily.
the world going. It keeps people going.
But it's also not good.
It's not.
No. I drank Red Bulls and Monsters on my road trip. And on the way back, I was just extremely jittery because I had
Yeah.
2 Red Bulls.
In one day?
In one day.
No.
I was tired, but
I
we were
would
driving
never
for a
have
long
more
time.
than one energy drink in a day. I'm scared.
I
It
needed
makes my
it.
heart race. It makes me sweat.
I'm
I
so
was-
used to it.
I was
it just
definitely
keeps me
doing the
going,
Running Man.
but I don't have the effect.
Can you drink coffee?
I do not drink coffee. I don't want
I'm
yellow
not a
tea.
coffee
I'm not a
drinker.
coffee person.
I don't like coffee. Like, it just really hurts my stomach more than anything.
I have a question. So, for the new moon, did you guys do any magic?
Not yet.
Okay.
I was too busy. I did nothing.
Nothing.
I did like
Rest.
0.
Yeah.
I've
That's
been laying
something.
around.
I did
haven't
rest.
missed it. Yeah.
Rest
did
is
rest.
something.
Yeah.
You know, I always get these huge ideas of, oh, I'm going to do this amazing new moon ritual in my mind. I'm like, I have all these candles laid
Yeah.
out with flowers. I have my new spell. You know, I'm ready in my white. Right? Get there. Nope.
Nope.
In the bed I go. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm going to keep this
my
one simple.
altar is decorated. I was given some flowers. So my flowers on the altar, only the yellow ones are there. They look like they're growing. These big yellow daisies. The ones on my dresser, I got some roses, and yesterday they died on the onset of the new moon. All the heads are down, and I'm like, okay, so this is an indication that I'm tired. I need to take my ass to bed.
Yeah.
But the altar where everything, my parents are on there, my sister's on there, and I honor Oshun, and then these two, those flowers constantly. They look like they're back to life. So that's amazing. But the ones for me, they're tired. So that's telling you.
Yeah.
Lay it
When
down,
I came
girl.
back from my trip, all my roses were like this.
They're done. They're
All
like,
of them,
listen.
they were done. They were like, girl, you are wiped all the way out. I need you to reel all that energy in and go to bed. You are all the way done. But when is it a good time to say, okay, I've done my magic, I've done all my healing. When do I go see a therapist? When do those two meet?
Just going to dive right in there, huh? Well,
I mean, because we've talked about the healing, right? We all know we got to do the work. We have different modalities of healing. We have different ways that we do self-care. But, like, let's get to the real talk. You know, we're doing all this work, but some people will either leave their therapist altogether and just go straight magic. Some will just merge it together. But, like, when's a good time that you say, okay, this is enough for me. I can't, magic isn't doing it for me anymore. I need a therapist.
That's exactly when you decide to get one. And that's what I was going to say. If you get to a point where the things that you are putting in place to bring you peace and comfort are not working, and you are doing it faithfully, I'm not talking about just once or twice. I'm talking about you are really focusing on bringing peace into your life, and you can't do it with whatever ritual or spell or magic or candle magic or whatever you choose to do to bring that peace. If that does not work, then you need to see other options. And you shouldn't be afraid of that.
Right.
Therapist is just another specialty. People specialize in feet. People specialize in surgery. People specialize in cosmetic surgery, which is different.
And you know what I found?
It's just specializing in the brain.
I found that with my clients, they'll still see their therapist, and some will tell their therapist and others won't, depending on, you know, who their therapist is and the views of the therapist.
And their comfortability with it.
Right. Right. But one thing I've learned is what is very rare, and I know I have several in my Facebook page following the show, that it's very rare that you have a bruja and a therapist together in one. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm a bruja, hypnotherapist, spiritual advisor. Mm-hmm. So I can't say therapist. Right. But I know I have licensed therapists, brujas in my timeline who serve our population and create healing spaces that are true healing spaces versus, you know, we have a lot of the fake healing spaces. Okay. Yes. We'll go into that
because it needs to be discussed.
It does.
Fake healing spaces later.
I'll take another sip on that one.
We're gonna just let's get to real healing spaces. How about that? Cheers to real healing spaces. So, and that's it.
That's delicious.
For me. But I think it's super important that we need, as witches, brujas, healers, we need to keep our mind and body in alignment, keep it healed, heal as much as possible. We're not superhuman, though we are superhuman. Get it?
You can't heal anybody if you are broken.
No, not at all.
That's what it comes down to.
No, you can't.
You cannot do it.
How can you heal someone if you are broken? But here's the thing, a true healer witch can still heal the broken one while she is healing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The key word is while she's healing.
Yes.
That's the key word.
Because if it is your purpose, you will always be able to heal no matter what. If I have a broken arm, God forbid, I can still heal.
That's right.
Right. So we're going to take a break, and we will be right back as we continue to talk about healing. And, you know, them cards are already talking because I can actually hear them. We'll be back in a minute. Stay tuned. Join us on the Facebook chat because I'll be right there answering all your messages.
Join the club that gives you stuff.
Hey, thanks!
Radio Loyalty.
Here's how it works.
Just click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then, you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple, right?
Radio Loyalty.
Click that banner to join now.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run.
Mm-hmm.
The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, one with a home run.
Hit the home run.
Right.
They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have, well, let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that you're.
Then your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's
and
horrible.
Then the pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league. They have 126 walks allowed. They acquired Jared Weaver in the offseason, and he really has not panned out. He's off to one of the worst starts in any of the pitchers in 2017. He's 0-4 with a 6.05 ERA. In May alone, he already has 12 earned runs in May. And, another one of their pitchers, Clayton Richard, he's 2-4 with a 4.34 ERA. And, in May, he has 6 earned runs and 12 innings pitched. So they're not pitching well. And on top of that, they're also not batting well.
Right. But it kind of sucks because Manuel Margot is doing pretty good. His the past few at bats, his last.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
And here we go. Trying to get used to this piercing here. And we're back at Old School Bruja Radio, and I'm your host, La Fuerza, with Chanel Breton and Mrs. Scientific, who was pulling cards during the break, and just general cards for the energy that's going around this Venus in retrograde. Would you like to share?
So I brought some softer cards for this go around since we're dealing with Venus and the love aspect. So for the romance cards, we have 3 cards on the table. The first one is children. This is talking about children are affecting people's love lives. Playfulness, so this is a time to be flirting. It's a time to putting yourself out there, be more social. But the last card, which I think is very interesting, is this one, and this is deception. So this is talking about someone is wearing a false mask. And with a retrograde, that is like par for the course, because we know with all retrogrades, this is the drag back.
Right.
With Venus dealing with love, we're looking at past loves coming back into play. Old flames coming back into the scene, and knowing that once Venus goes back on its regular transit, that stuff is not going to stick. It's just not. So if an old boo is calling, it's not going to last. So check the vibe after this.
Of the old boo.
Yeah. The new boos that are coming in, this is a whole new ball game.
What does that mean?
New ball game. Everything is going to be good. Everything's going to be new. This is like a whole fresh. This is like
There we are, back at the fresh.
People coming off the bench.
This is starting to come up a lot.
People are speaking their truth. Men and women are pursuing like never before.
Interesting.
I'm here for it.
Interesting.
Wait, are we doing another shot? Are we here? Are we here for the pursuit?
I'm here for the pursuit.
Ashe. Wait, what? We can't do that. What? Eso es mala suerte. Come on, fill it. Así, así.
So the pursuit.
Salud. To the pursuit.
To the pursuit. To the pursuit.
You dirty witches.
So that's in romance. In general tarot, these are the energies at play. Virgo is at play. So the Hermit card comes up for present. So this is the need for rest. This is the need for people to understand that it is not always a bad thing to be in isolation. Going into the wilderness, going back to nature.
So we were just talking about.
We were talking about that earlier today.
Enjoying spending time with yourself. Masturbation. Being
That's
one
every day.
Being one with yourself. So that's present.
Every
Past
day.
is the page. So this, I am not playing with you today. So the Page
I'm
of
playing a
Swords
lot
is
today.
You know what? Page of Swords, I'm just block you out real quick. Page of Swords is a messenger. This is new ideas. He's holding a sword, so this is air energy. So we're looking to Aquarians, Geminis, and Libras, making themselves known and seen. And for what's to come is a card of Leo. Strength. So this is fire and cardinal. So Leos, this is the card of pure strength. So this is feminine energy. Hello. feminine energy, but here we have on the card, if you're listening to me over there, she has the power to make this lion submit. So she's literally closing the mouth of the lion.
Oh.
So this is
So she's like, motherfucker, choke me.
I got this. Do we have safe words? Do we have safe words?
No, we do not.
Okay, so I'm going to put my cards away now. Cause
No, you keep them.
However,
let me tell you, I'll be damned. I'll be damned about that last one.
the card that sits at the bottom of the deck trumps everything. This is the card of the Emperor. So this is Aries. This is the leader of the pack. The first sign of the zodiac. The Emperor comes. He is a warrior. He's dressed for war at all times. But this is the father figure. So he's ready for battle, but this is a person of great wisdom and strength. But this is the authority. This is the ram, so we charge. We ask questions later. So that's it for your tarot.
Oh, sweetie.
I love it. I feel like that's not the
moment.
truth. I feel like there's more coming, but we're just going to let that ride.
That's not the end.
That is not the end.
That's not the end tonight.
But, okay, back to...
Interesting, ladies.
Back to the topic. So we were talking about the healing part, right?
Yes.
So, I want to talk about healing from toxic relationships and what that is like. So I get, when I meet with clients, they say, I just broke up with someone. It was a toxic relationship, whatever that looked like for them, right? Because everyone's toxic relationship is very unique to them.
It is.
But she was like, what's the time frame for healing? I said, no, honey, that's not how this works.
No.
Oh.
Number one, we are always in a space of healing. We're always in a space of needing to be fed spiritually, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
In a space where we always want to grow. When we get hurt, there is no time frame. You heal on your own terms, in your own way. And I feel like people putting pressure on someone to hurry up and heal, or to say you can't move on or date because it hasn't been enough time. I feel like you know yourself best, you know what you want, and no one really should have these time limits put on themselves for healing. I think that's not fair.
It's also not realistic
It's
because
not.
everyone's timeline is so different.
Exactly.
So it could take someone 3 weeks to heal. It could take someone 3 years to heal.
Right.
Neither
Right.
one is wrong
And
or right.
no
It's what works for you.
timeline is a measure of how deep that love was.
Oh,
or
absolutely.
what history you've had with that
No, it
person.
is not.
Because, so are we going full disclosure?
Full
So I'll go.
disclosure.
So being newly single.
Ooh, ooh. Newly single.
So being newly, I'm separated, and there's no blame here. This was mutual. This is going to be mutual. So when you are attached, or when you're coming out of a relationship where that person is very well known, that person has a huge following, there's a thin line for how you're going to move forward in this,
Absolutely.
and privacy is very important.
Yeah.
However, my children are watching this process. The older ones know, the younger ones do not. They're still, and it's not lying, it's protection. We're in protection mode. So what does healing look like for me? When you've been in a space, a very protective space for 16 years, and then now here you are. So what does that look like? Because now my healing, because of the work that I do, because I'm so vocal, and because I'm so transparent constantly on social media, I choose to disclose. Not that I'm out here looking, I'm not out here to throw my line, but I need to be transparent because my clients are looking, well, I didn't know that was happening.
Absolutely.
I had one today, one of my favorite, she's like one of my favorite clients. Oh my God, Teresa, I didn't know. Well, you're not supposed to know.
Right, right.
But I choose to share with you.
Right.
And that gives you a different level of respect, because now they understand, well, do I feel guilty for tapping into her so much for help when she's going through her?
Move your mic up just a little. They're having trouble hearing you.
So that, for me, this is a part of my healing, is being transparent.
Absolutely.
And I'm not here to trash my partner. I'm here to say, that we have come to a space where it's not working.
Yeah.
And if we're mature and if we're honest and if we really sit, if he were here today, he would say the same. If we get to a place where it's just not working, why continue to torture one another?
Absolutely.
Right. Why continue to do this pushing and this pulling? It's just not there anymore. So that's my healing space.
Yeah.
Continuing to do this work, continuing to be kind, continuing to hope the best for that person. And in turn, it's not for me to say, well, I hope he crashes and burns. Because why? My children still need a dad.
Right.
And when you come from a place like me, I'm a fatherless daughter. My dad died when I was 5. So I require a specific type of partner. And I need my children to not be deprived of that type of partner as well. So it's hard. It is a very hard place to be.
Yeah.
But if you're honest and you continue to help people and you share your story, what I do for others, I'm healing myself. They say in church, when you witness, your witness to them is to heal your own healing. So as I preach, I'm actually preaching to myself.
Right.
So that's kind of my story.
Thank you for sharing. Ting, 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 ting.
There we go.
Full disclosure with me, I'm coming out of a divorce, and it sucks ass.
Yeah.
Because of how it went down with the people who betrayed me, how that went down. But I feel good about all the ties that have been severed. I've completely let go. Just let it go. Because I get all the gossip every week. You know, I get the call, I get the tea.
All of the tea.
Oh.
And then if it's not the, you know, my phone going off or a text message, like I have bartenders calling me. Your husband's here with another woman.
I know.
I know, thank you.
I saw that yesterday. I saw it last night in my dream. I saw it, I promise you.
So it's like, you know, whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm completely okay with that because I'm fucking awesome. And
no, literally.
And there's no need for me to.
Literally.
You know what?
Literally.
Motherfucker.
Choke
me.
Choke my ass.
Choke me now.
That's the thing. It's okay to know when you need to part ways with someone, no matter what the relationship is. And I think that a lot of times we get caught up in the title. And it's like, okay, this person is my so-and-so. And so I need to endure anything right or wrong that comes with it. And that's just not real. It is okay to make the decision to say, you know what, I've put a lot of years in with this person, but this is not beneficial to my life anymore.
Right. I had to make that decision.
And
I had to
make it.
literally sit down with myself and be like, you know what? I can't be in this marriage anymore. That is it. It is done. And I'm okay with that.
You have to.
And I'm okay with how my life is transitioning and what it's doing because this is the life I'm creating for myself. Everything I want is going to manifest for my highest good regardless.
Right.
Right? But I have to maintain healing within myself. I have to make sure that I keep those cords cut because every time I get a call, I feel like I have to do another cord cutting.
Right.
Because it's like now I'm instantly connected again because we were bound before God. And it's like, okay, we have to cut all of this.
Again. Yeah.
So, I'm being gentle with myself, but I'm also being cautious with myself. Because I come from, I'm a daddy's little girl, right? But my dad left when I was 11, and then we reunited again when I was an adult.
Okay.
And now we don't really speak, and that is by my choice. I know I require consistency and your presence, like not physical presence, but your energetic presence when we are conversing or together.
Right.
You know, I require you to, you know, have your own thing going on. So we're individuals, but then we come together and we enjoy each other and we have fun and we can grow together, you know, do something together that we build together, not necessarily a physical Lego block, but a project of some sort to create together, even if it's a painting as a team.
Yes.
And I like the team building aspect of a relationship because it develops the friendship in the relationship and the foundation. Right? I got to be able to be your homie as well as be your bae.
Your lover.
Your lover.
And see, the problem is...
And I got to support you through that, too.
When you are coming from a place of being fatherless, you look for your dad in every man that you connect with.
Absolutely.
And at first it's cute. They're like, oh, she wants to be with me all the time. She wants to do all these little fun things. But then after a while, the man becomes tired of the codependency. He gets tired of the clinginess. And that's when you have to pull back and you have to say to yourself, okay, so I'm being extra. I cannot physically be with him all the time. And I was accused of that in this past relationship. Go get your own friends. Go do something. Why don't you go join the order, the Eastern Stars? Why don't you go do this? Go find go do your own thing. So because I'm doing my own thing. And so here I am. I'm doing my own thing.
Right.
There we go.
So
Doing
thank
my
you
own
for that
thing.
suggestion.
See?
My practice is my own thing. It's me all day doing my own thing.
Yeah.
Man.
It's so important. And also another key thing that I would like to touch on is making sure that you stay your own person in a relationship, because it is so easy to lose yourself. And it's true.
And women do. They lose themselves in these men. Every time.
If you don't have your own identity without your relationship, you are going to be miserable, because you are always going to look for that person to bring you happiness and bring you something to do with yourself. Okay?
Yep.
So
you need to have...
Something's eating away at you. You have something gnawing at you.
Oh, I know what it is.
Your ancestors are calling you, and there is tons of sexual energy. As you were.
All of that stuff is immediately and exactly on point. So I want to say that this is completely correct. So is this, and so is this.
As you were.
But yeah, I don't even know what I was saying.
Because the cards threw you all the way off. You were like,
up
yeah.
Every time.
Let me tell you, I know my ancestors are calling for me, honey, because I hear them. They have been calling.
My ancestors call for me on the regular. And I'm like, I hear you all the time. Thank you.
All the time. I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do remember what I was saying. You just want to make sure you always have your own identity. Because you had one before you got with that person, which is why they're attracted to you.
Right, that's why they wanted to be with you, because they're attracted to that element, that special thing that you have.
And when you get to a point where you're meshing everything about you with that person, you lose that.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that's what makes you different.
And when you lose yourself in a relationship, you become very stagnant because you fail to focus on your own goals.
Every time.
And then you become resentful of the person that you're with because you're not able to grow, but yet they're succeeding because you're pouring your all into them.
Right.
When you're supposed to be both pouring into one pot and feeding each other and breathing life into each other. I think people fail to realize that because when they find their partner, they're like, you're my everything, and then they put their hooks in, and then they forget about everything else that they were working on just 5 minutes ago.
Just that fast. It's so easy to do that, especially when you
in
love
this
somebody.
Life. In this life, we draw.
Yes.
They're being attracted
love
to this light. They're attracted to the magic and how we look and how we carry ourselves. So I guess that would lead you into the next segment.
On how we carry
How
ourselves.
to date a bruja.
Oh my gosh, yes. So we're going to dive right into how to date a bruja. And what's been coming up during Venus in retrograde, this is going to be a very interesting segment.
Very interesting.
Also, let your listeners know about Bastet and the energy that's in play with this cat energy.
Oh, I'm gonna let you do that.
Oh,
really?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna let you
On
do
that
that.
note, I'm gonna do that.
But we are definitely going to.
One of my favorites.
Are you having a moment?
I am.
Get your paws off my new
I can't because I love Anita so much. Okay.
So we're gonna take a brief break. We are gonna come back and we need to fill our cups, and we need to have some more conversation around how this energy has been affecting Bruja dating.
Spirit threesomes and
wow.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh,
spirit threesomes,
spiritual threesomes. Oh my God, I have a story.
Okay. Oh.
This story was not during this Venus in retrograde, but it was a spiritual threesome that I had with myself in my bedroom.
Wow. That sounds amazing.
I was the only human present.
Exciting.
It was quite fucking exciting and quite sexy.
Wait,
I'm
don't
excited.
cap her.
I won't cap it. I'm excited.
I'm super excited. But we have to go on a break. I don't know if the engineers can hear me, but I lost contact with them about 5 minutes ago.
Exciting.
It's the retrograde. Stop it.
Good old retrograde.
There we go. So we're about to go on break, and we'll be back where we're going to continue talking about how to date a bruja. And we have a caller coming in. And let me tell you, he's calling us from the perspective of a Christian man who is dating a full, all-out bruja.
On that note.
All right, we'll be right back. Stay tuned. You do not want to miss this.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing!
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Be Exposed Radio.
It's a family affair if you want to look at it that way.
It is. I totally agree, and I believe I believe that this wisdom on the wall is going to be a movement, and that's what I believe we are doing. Is we're creating a movement where people essentially, even after we've presented in these workshops, then they'll be inspired to sort of document some of the things that they've gone through and empower somebody else. So it'll be like a chain effect. So they'll see that, we were just three women who have gone through various things and experiences in our lives, and we just took the opportunity to sit down, put it in a book, and then it'll be a movement, and then other women will be inspired to do the same thing. Let me tell you, we are better together. We are so much better together, family. I'm telling you. When we band together, put our resources and our experiences together, we can create a movement, and that's what it's about, inspiring people to do more than what they may currently see of their own lives, that they can do so much more. So yeah.
You are exactly right.
Be Inspired Radio Show. Tune in every Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
So we are back live in Old School Bruja Radio while Teresa, Mrs. Scientific,
yes, ma'am,
take some selfies during the break, but
and some shots.
So as we get into how to date a Bruja, we want to talk around.
We're not talking around anything.
We're not talking around anything. Everything is going to be laid out on the table. So again, join in on the discussion here, because you know. He can call now.
I'm tasked with this.
Yes, you're tasked with calling the caller.
Let's find the caller.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So as I was saying, I lost my train of thought.
You okay? So we were talking about dating a Bruja.
Dating a Bruja. I got thrown off. So nothing is off limits.
No.
Today. And you know my mouth.
Call now.
So we're gonna just lay it out there.
Okay.
All right. So we have a caller in right now. And
Hello.
His name is John Doe. Can you hear me, John?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, John. Can you hear us?
We can't hear.
I don't think we can hear John just yet. So we're going to try and get him back on the line. But any hootaloo.
Make sure you tell us, because we can't hear what's being
I know, I'm definitely going to tell you what's being said. But we were talking about the energy of Bastet.
Yes.
So can you tell us first, who is Bastet?
Yes.
And the energies that is around.
So Bastet, she was charged with protecting the pharaohs. Bast is divine feminine energy. She's a warrior. She has a warrior spirit. And her connection to women, even in the time frame that we are in now, women need to embrace their power. This is who you look to. I'm not saying run out to Marshall's and get a Bass statue, but you know who you are connected to. And if you study Egyptology, if you're into learning your roots, you can look back on your life and you can pretty much figure which deity you have a connection to. Just like people have this new connection. Oh, Beyonce's wearing yellow. Oh my gosh, that's Oshun. I need to serve Oshun. Look back on your own life. Where do you see these connections? I've always had a cat connection. Everyone who knows me knows I've owned over 20 cats in my lifetime. Most of them black. I have a connection to Anubis because of my connection to the dead, because of this mediumship stuff that has come up in my life. So these are the two that sit on my altar. Anubis is for protection. He calls to me. I get the information, a lot from him, with connecting to those who have transitioned. But this right here, Bast, not a game. This is very high sexual energy. Bast is, she's a warrior. She's not to be played with. Not as vicious as Sekhmet, which those two, they're very similar, but they are not on the same playing field. Sekhmet will strike and then ask you why you're bleeding. Bastet is more of a nurturing energy, but still she will go to war. So this is the energy that I connect to, this cat-like energy.
Yes.
And you know.
I am very much a cat.
Absolutely.
Yes,
So that's kind of, you know what?
She's a cat.
So that's like in a little nutshell of why we have these statues here. Why are they on my altar? Why do I feed them? It's because of the energies, because I connect to them. I know the connection. She drinks wine, he eats meat.
So the energy that's around you right now is very sensual, cat, sexy energy.
Yes.
Okay. And how does that affect a bruja in a sexual relationship?
I don't want to answer that question. Well, if you're coming from a place where you've been with someone who is not in this life, they're not going to understand. They're not going to understand the energy. When you get with someone who is either in this life or you have been able to connect with them, you've been able to share information, and they are open, they're becoming awake, that type of connection is very, very special. It's very real. And when you get with a person who is not of this craft, that's all. You see the head tilt? That's all I'm going to say.
When you get with someone who is not of this craft,
My opinion is it would be life-changing for them.
It is very life-changing for the other
them.
person, especially if they've never been open to it before. Because initially they might have fear, but then they open up and, well, we'll see what happens. But we have John Doe on the line. Are you there?
I wish we could hear this caller.
Me too. That would be nice.
They
to
say
hear
he's on the line.
Okay.
I don't hear him on the line.
John,
John.
are you there?
John. No. We don't have him there. Any hootaloo. Back to
I want to hear. I can't wait to hear this perspective.
I know. I'm not sure what's happening with the call, but we're trying to get him on here. So we're going to wait and see probably in the next segment if we can't get him in right now. But from someone who's even on the chat, if you've ever been on the dating scene and you're wondering, you know, I want to date a bruja or I met a bruja, right?
Or a brujo.
Or a brujo, right? So you meet a witch. We'll just put right there, non-gender conforming, a witch. You meet a witch. You're like, wow, I really like, or warlock. You like, wow, I'm really attracted to them, but I'm also intrigued. I can hear you now, John. Are you back? Hello, John? Hey, John, can you hear me? We can't get to the connection going. I can hear him, though. So, when you meet a brujo or witch, warlock, you're intrigued by them. You are like, wow, this is all a mystery to me. But then there's also this element of fear. This fear, like, okay, are they always reading me? Are they always, like, pulling? Right.
Yes.
Like, real talk, we're always
Hello, can you hear me?
reading
Hello?
you. Hello, John? I hear him, he hears me, and then we get disconnected. But we're always reading our partner. Even when we don't have tools in front of us.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
that's a lie.
That's
That's
not.
a lie. That's
That
not
doesn't
a lie.
feel
Why
right.
did you
Yeah,
just lie?
I don't
That
believe
was
you.
dumb. Why?
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop playing it. You're lying.
I'm like, okay, if you're gonna date a bruja, let's do a checklist. What to expect when you date a bruja? Go.
On the checklist, it needs to be, I'm not a liar. That needs to be on there. Very important. You gotta put in that work. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a very different type of relationship. Conversations are very different, based off of what I've experienced, because I've been in both situations where I've been with Christian men versus being with a warlock. It's just very different. So you need to make sure you come correct. That's one of the things that's like on the top of the list. You need to just come
But what
correct.
should they expect as the person on the receiving end?
They should expect you to dedicate a lot of your time to your practice. That is one thing that is just very important to us. And you need to be okay with that. You need to be respectful of that. You are going to have your time and we are going to have our time, but you need to understand that whatever steps you need to take, whatever we need to do, we're going to do.
Right. And I also think they need to be prepared for the fact that a true witch who is dedicated to her practice has to practice. And it's very second nature for us to be like, Oh, hey, I gotta go do this magic real quick. Let me call you right
I can do
back.
a graveyard run. Do you mind?
Can you give me just a
I'll be
moment?
back.
And
I'll
it's
be
not.
back.
It's
Right.
It just
Hello?
has to
Can you
happen.
drop me off at the river?
Yeah. No, literally. Please drop me off at the river.
Right. Drop me off.
Okay,
Drop me
please.
off at the river
Drop me
and
off.
pick me up in about an hour. I gotta go,
Yeah.
do something real quick.
Yeah.
And then I gotta make a run to the cemetery gate.
Yeah.
And then from there we can go home.
Yeah.
But when I get home, I gotta, do this candle magic real quick. Like, that's our practice.
It's
like,
constant.
we
It's
got,
constant.
like, it's just so natural to us that it's just a part of the daily practice, right? And that's very different for someone who's never experienced that before. Like, we even speak like, the energy in here is shifting. That you have to be mindful of what you say around certain people because then they get weirded out.
Yeah.
Like the other day I saw a full body apparition walk down the hall and I couldn't say anything because the people around me would not have understood. They would have freaked out. Meanwhile, I just looked and I knew who it was. It was an older woman and she just faded away and she came back around later. She did say my name, but it wasn't anything like
to be scared
to us
of.
would be is nothing to be scared of, but to someone who's never dated anyone who's been with, who is a bruja, this is like, they're like, what the fuck? But then they're also intrigued. And then you have I call them witch thought boys.
Yes.
Bruja chasers.
Yes.
Where, first of all, do not come into my inbox and be like, so, is it true that you do witchcraft? Mira pendejo, por el amor de Dios. My whole Facebook page, Instagram, my fan page, my business page clearly states that I am a bruja, I am a witch, and witchcraft is all over it, yes. And then there's this intrigue about I'm afraid to know what's going on over there.
You should be very afraid.
There's this intrigue around, like, oh, she's probably extra sexy, right? Because she's in bed and she's this exotic, sexy creature in bed because she's this witchy, spiritual thing. And that's not, it is true. Exotic
I've never seen an ugly witch,
creature.
first of all. A real witch. There's no ugly real witch.
No. Only on TV.
Well, there are frauds.
Oh yeah, the frauds are usually the ones that are not so attractive.
Literally.
We should not be mean. Let's stop.
No,
we can easily turn into mean girls. That's a problem.
That quick. So
let's see what.
We're still waiting. Do we still have a call or no?
I don't think we're gonna have a call because every time he comes through, he gets dropped.
Sorry, John.
That's too much tea.
Too much tea.
It might be a lot of tea.
Well, we have tea in between us to cover this entire segment.
So let's see what's going on, Miss Scientific.
So let's talk about these cards. So this is Spanish tarot, and a lot of us from the Spanish community.
That was
the
my first
Caribbean
deck.
Community. This is usually the deck that you will be read with. These are very old. My first deck was this deck.
We have 1 minute before we go to break. Are we going to be able to read in a minute?
No. Yep, we can.
We are?
We
Okay,
can.
1 minute
So,
reading.
These are Spanish tarot. They're very fast. They're very traditional, but this is a very harsh deck. Worse than tarot, worse than the Lenormand. This one is going to read you your goddamn rights.
Okay.
So I have 4 cards pulled. So present moment, this is talking about travel for work, a possible conference call. That's where we are, and it's just not working right now because I think we're in this retrograde. A business trip is being talked about. Also, this is hostile energy. Recent past was a celebration or a reunion that was halted because of jealousy. So they could have been like a reuniting with partners, but there was jealousy, there was malice, and there was some black magic involved that made that not come to pass.
Pour me a drink.
I need
So what you can expect to see in the coming days is that partner from your past, who is, by the way, abusive, negative energy, lots of deception, troubled times,
20 seconds,
corruption,
girl.
dishonesty, and possibly something illegal. is popping off with that person. And then we have the final card, which is the general
I feel like
energy.
I'm getting red again.
This is for you.
This
Be
is
clear.
This is talking about going to the countryside, going to the seaside, a need for cleansing, a need for renewing, regeneration, rebirth, regrowth, and working on your goals. So we will end with that.
Oh my God, I love it. Okay, I want to do a love reading too.
I would like to as well.
Okay, so we will be right back as we get to reading Old School Bruja on the air. We'll be right back after this break.
Here's what you missed on Salacious Life Radio.
You know, when it comes to your children, especially if you're dating someone that you actually like, you do want it to work. So you're gonna hope and encourage the relationship between your child and that person because you like that person, you know, so you're gonna hope for the best. I mean, sometimes it just doesn't work and you can't make it work. You can't force it. It's like a branch. You keep bending it, eventually it'll snap, and even if you put it back together, it'll never be what it once was. But you definitely pray on it. You hope for the best, you know, because like nobody wants to spend the rest of their life alone just because a particular relationship didn't work out, but you had this beautiful creature as a result of it, you know. But you don't want to necessarily spend and you're not all of a sudden a bad person. You're not all of a sudden not going to fulfill this other person's needs.
You, madam, are a harlot and a scoundrel.
Because I had one kid while I was still married. Like,
but what if you? I take that back.
What if the situation turns around the other way? So you ready for your child to meet? They meet the person, and this person is a giver. So this person's buying your child lots of gifts and wanting to.
I would usually.
Do you let?
You don't like if it's a birthday or some sort of holiday or something like that. Okay, and they want to get them a few things or get them something. Okay, but just on like a regular basis, like unless it's like Nestle's Quick or something that you can get from like, you know what I'm saying, or like Kit Kats or something like that. Like, no, don't spend a lot of money on.
Unrealistic. I'm sorry.
It's unrealistic. Like, don't try to buy his.
Tune in live to Salacious Life Radio every Wednesday from 9 to 11, only on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Getting a live reading.
You
know what, Teresa?
Let's do another shuffle.
Should I say it? Should I say the phrase of the night?
What is the phrase?
So the phrase of the night is. You have to say it very calmly.
Oh my God! I'm just done.
Is this choking?
Motherfucker, choke me. You have to say it just like that. Motherfucker, choke me.
I'm not happy.
What?
You knew that to take me out, and you did it anyway.
I like taking you out.
She took me right out.
Because, okay, so obviously, motherfucker choke me is an inside joke between us, right? And so, I'm afraid to even look.
Oh no, he's
oh, jeez. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Brujas.
Yes, here.
So this is the code word for tonight. This is our special word. Motherfucker choke me. So.
Oh.
Are we ready? Wait, we gotta do the drum roll.
We're ready. We're ready.
Drum roll.
What is this?
Drum roll.
Okay. This is yours. This is yours.
Drum roll.
So we're using the romance deck and present moment. Your card says, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Recent past, release your ex. The time has come to clear your
Wait,
energy.
hold on. Hold on. I need
a drink.
cleaned out all of your problems.
How about that?
Can I get some wine?
How about that?
I don't know that they want us to pour on camera.
I don't think we can. I think it's a label issue.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't want to sneak.
Okay,
We'll do it on the next break.
Okay.
So let your friends help you release your ex and love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. However, so this is the romance part. We go to the Lenormand.
Oh God! Every time you say the word
Lenormand,
I get this sinking feeling right here,
because you don't.
and it drops. I just feel like, ooh, motherfucker, choke me.
Present is the gift. So expect a gift, possibly flowers. Recent past is letting go of the abusive conversations. This is negative talk or negative self-talk. So if you've been speaking down to yourself, this is the past. But what is to come is the star card. So this is Aquarian energy. This is being in the right place at the right time and being very fixed. So where you are is where you should be.
Interesting.
And
right on time.
The inflection in that, interesting.
When you know all the tea and the cards get pulled and you just like this.
Because this is my best friend.
To the bottom of the deck for the romance deck, forgot to show you. Express
I think
your
I'm gonna
love.
vomit.
Go ahead and make romantic gestures.
Okay.
So I mean, what more do you need? And we've talked off camera, so we know that this is.
Fix your face.
I'm silent. I'm not.
So would you like reading that?
Go ahead and pull it to me.
Okay, so now
Oh, the black thing.
I just got my life read, and
Always right on time. The accuracy.
The accuracy.
That's the game.
it's been a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
Express your love, present moment, making the romantic gesture. Oh my God, release your ex. This can't be right. How is it the same three cards?
That's impossible.
Because we're best friends. Shuffle.
Shuffle them.
Shuffle.
They're just in different order.
Let's do this.
Shuffle that. Because those are the same exact.
They're
three
just
cards.
in a different order. Interesting. I am sad about our call. I really wanted to hear this.
Yeah, we needed to hear this caller.
It's a retrograde thing, you know?
It is.
It happens.
So that's understandable.
Let's see.
It definitely happens.
Guys, she's shuffling the deck.
All right, one last
Shuffling.
On being real. And the rest
Every day we're shuffling.
You know what?
What? Shuffle that deck, girl. Shuffle that deck. That should be the new title.
Heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Recent past, love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Same card as you. So having those heart-to-heart conversations and doing the mirror work. So we can talk about mirror work next time. And then wedding. This situation could involve marriage. The card that sits at the bottom of the deck says, you deserve love. You are lovable.
She is lovable.
My boots. So what do you think about that?
Well, we'll see. That's what I think.
What?
We'll see. As far as to love yourself first. As a giver, that's something that always has to be worked on. Yeah.
I love myself first.
Oh, no, so much. I love myself so much. But actually, that's something
Because
that
I
can
stopped doing that, not loving myself first, a long time ago when someone really showed me their true self and how they didn't appreciate it. And I realized I had lost myself there. And I said, never again. Never again. I will always put myself first, because if I have nothing left to give and I'm sick and just out of alignment and completely depleted, what am I good for?
No.
Right.
So do we have anyone in the chat that would like a quick reading?
All right. So anyone in the chat want to get a quick reading, just say me and I'll put you in there. And Teresa will read you live on air. I'm gonna move my mic up. Slide it up.
Clip it, Freddie.
It's clipped. Slide it up. Oh, there we go. And that follow directions. All right, so we have 3 people who came through. So Asha came through first, and Asha, we'll see how many we can read within the segment. So Asha Wagner.
Is this for love?
Is this for love, Asha?
Or ancestor reading? I can do some.
Oh, we're getting a lot of me's. So we're gonna need, let's do ancestor reading for Asha.
Okay. So with these cards, these are talking to heaven cards. I don't interfere. I pull and I'll show the cards. So these are connections from the other side, and they're self-explanatory. If I feel the energy that is coming to the table, then I will discuss, but I generally don't interfere. So is this for Asha?
Okay.
Okay, so we call forward to the table. We invite now the ancestors, known and unknown, to come to the reading, to come to the table for Asha. And I have goosebumps. So this
the bottom of my feet just started vibrating.
There is someone here for Miss Asha.
Yes. Asha, we have someone here for you. Ooh. Whoever came through just like pushed me like energetically back in my chest.
Yeah. This is male energy.
Okay.
It's a 4 cards. I have no more earthly worries. There is no such thing as death. So this person must have the feeling or the inclination that they are still alive. They still feel very much alive, or they may be earthbound. They may have a connection to Asha. Yeah, this is male energy. Now I have no pain. And interesting, life is a series of choices. Choose love. So this person wants Asha to know that love is what she needs. This is the frequency that she's going to be vibing on.
Mm-hmm.
This person wants Asha to find love. This person wants Asha to first love herself. But this is masculine energy.
Okay. All right, so that was Asha's reading. So now we're going to go ahead and do Shauna Cheatham's reading. Shauna Cheatham.
Does she want tarot, love, or ancestor?
Let's do love for Shauna. I'm just choosing because we have a segment time. So by the time they answer, there's a delay.
Alright, so Shauna. Okay, so you see how the cards shuffle?
Mm-hmm.
So this is somebody that's all over the place. Their emotions are very fluid. They're all over the place. This feels
Shauna, this is for you, dear.
This feels like her energy is just, if I were to put a picture next to her dealing with her energy, it's that of a gymnast. She's flipping everywhere. She's looking for something. Honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So if you are with a person right now, it would be a good time to take a respite or to take a retreat and spend time with that person. If you are not with a person, this is a good time to release your past and to connect with yourself. Leave the girlfriends at home. Also, for Shauna, release your ex if you have a connection to someone and this person has been weighing heavily on you. If you're hearing from them within this retrograde period, release them because they're not here for the long haul. This is a booty call. Separation, time apart from this partner is on the horizon. So this is energy of, ask her if she's in a relationship with someone.
Shauna, are you in a relationship? We are waiting. We don't know.
Okay.
We have 2 minutes left.
And also religious factors. So your love life is influenced by religious factors at this time. So maybe they're not equally yoked. Something is
She is
different.
not in a relationship.
She is not. Okay. So this is a good time for her to find herself. This is a good time for her to do some spiritual cleansing, do a bath, get to a body of water, put her feet in, and release. Even if you think that you're not connecting to anyone, it is a good time to release any connections you've had. Our womb is being highlighted right now because of this Venus retrograde. This is a good time to do a womb cleanse. This is a good time to do a spiritual bath. This is a good time to really find herself and to find her voice. Once we do these cleansings, our light becomes so bright. People will start to see her for who she is. She will see a different her in the mirror.
You see that, Shauna?
There we go.
All right, so we're going to take a break. We're going to do one more reading when we come back because we have a few people who want a reading, but we'll do one more. And we'll get some more juicy tidbits to talk about. Okay. So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Check out this snippet from the new season of Talk Lately with Monty about Jennifer Holliday.
Anyway, let's get back to
Yeah, well, what I wanted to say is that I can understand 100% where Jennifer Holliday is coming from, and that's sort of kind of where my 20% came from. When I basically came out and said who I voted for, I received a lot of backlash. Even on my own talk show, which comes on every Monday from 5 to 7 p.m., I was called a coon. Okay, yeah, shout out for the plug. But yeah, someone actually, they told CJ Bernie that I was a coon, and that really hurt me. I've been called everything from a fat whatever and everything, but someone actually commented on his Facebook
I didn't even say that. That's kind of rough.
Called me a coon, but it's crazy because I just feel like someone like Jennifer Holliday, I understand why she stepped down, but I'm kind of upset with her because I think she still should have performed. If you want to jump out there, then stand in your truth. Don't let no one stop you or change your mind about anything. Listen, no one put a gun to her head and made her sign on for that. But it just seems like she was basically she was bullied.
But see, the thing about it is they will put a gun to her head to not do it.
I don't think so.
Well, that's what the threat says. You gotta tell. It's why it's called a threat. You don't know the hypotheticals in there that could happen to you.
Why do you think
she's not a well-known singer? So she's not going around with security. As soon as she goes to get her tracks at the mall,
right?
Pow!
Right, but at the same time,
we got a whole bunch of dead cats.
Yeah, but like what she said in the footage, today on The View was basically it's not white people who was threatening her. It was us who was threatening her.
Right. Where do you think she live? I think she live in Atlanta.
Exactly.
They gonna get her at the Ku Klux Klan mall and drag her by her hair. Her hair made a cat. She got the new weave.
I don't have Jennifer Holliday money, honey.
Yeah,
I don't know what it might be because it's. I don't got Jennifer Holliday money, but me personally, I feel as though like I said, once I kind of came out, and even being on this show, because I'm pretty sure the headline says Trump supporter, I'm putting a lot of myself out there. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We are back again, taking selfies while on air. So, okay, we were doing readings, and we just did Shauna's. So let me go back up one more. And we have Julie Harrigan Filbert.
Are we doing tarot, love, Lenormand, ancestor?
I feel like you should do a Lenormand on her. Julie, are you there? Just say yes on the messenger. Oh, Lord.
Okay, so the anchor card comes up. This could be a feeling of being a little stuck. This is also an indication of some finances doing a turnaround. and validated by the card of the fish. So this is definitely some abundance. And then the card of the cloud. So this could be some confusion or some, this feels like work. This is stagnant energy. This is like the nitpickers, the gossipers at work. The silver lining here says that no matter what is being said or what is being projected onto her in the workplace, she still is going to resonate in a place of peace. The card that sits at the bottom of the deck is the card of the home. So this tells me that she's going to have some changes to her home. Someone's coming in or someone's leaving, but it is going to be a very peaceful place. Maybe some revamping, some changing things around, maybe even just changing some furniture around in the retrograde. Change where your head of the bed is pointed to go with the flow outside of the retrograde. So that's what I'm feeling from Miss Julie.
All right, that's awesome. Thank you. You're welcome. I love it.
Yes.
So, okay. So back to how to date a Bruja.
Yes.
Right. What to expect. So here comes person coming into your Bruja world. What's the first thing you tell them? As an active, live, all day, every day Bruja.
So this is new for me. But I'm not going to sugarcoat. If you come to my home and you see my space, or you go to my social media, that's the first thing. People will see who you are, and the first question is, so how long have you been doing this? Are you really into that stuff? Do you sacrifice? That's the big thing.
Oh,
Do you sacrifice animals? Don't you eat animals? Don't you eat animals every day? Why would you ask
animals,
bullshit like that?
Absolutely.
That's ridiculous. But
I ate a chicken sandwich today.
But I guess for me, it's going to be, you have to accept this magic. You have to be in a place where either you're going to be into it or you're not. And I'm not going to be in a place where I'm going to allow you to continue to question me, or you're not going to use what I say or what I do against me if this doesn't work out. So I'm in a very closed space. I'm not going to just allow anyone in, because I don't know how to date. It's been 16 years. I wouldn't know how to jump back out there, even if I tried. So I think I'm going to be last man standing. I'm going to be the wallflower for a very long time until something really pops off. But for a person who is not in the craft, you have to be understanding. You have to be very patient. And you have to ask yourself, are you really into this person, or are you just here to hit? If you're just here to hit, then be honest and be upfront with it.
Right.
And if the Bruja wants that, then maybe she'll accept it. But if you're looking for a life partner, what is your family gonna say when you bring this person to the family dinner?
Absolutely.
Right.
You know.
Are you ready for that? Because one thing I was told today was, I'm a rebel. And I was like, I'm a rebel because I live my truth and my purpose, because I'm not ashamed of who I am.
Right.
Because my self-expression of who I am on the inside is also on the outside. And I love tattoos and piercings, and I'm into radical healing. So that makes me a rebel, because I go against the white man's idea of what a woman is supposed to be. You know, the white man sitting in a suit in Congress deciding what to do with my uterus. I'm considered a rebel. So
it's unreal. It is unreal.
Right. And I'm like, I am someone, I'm a human being. I embrace who I am 100% inside out. And you have to understand, like, it's just like you were to meet, you know, your regular Christian or Muslim woman. She's gonna wear her cross, and the Muslim woman's gonna wear hijab or niqab, and you embrace that. When you come to my house, you're gonna see brujeria everywhere, and it's who I am. Without it, I'm pretty damn boring.
But this is my thing.
I'm not actually.
You know it up front.
I'm fucking amazing all the time.
You know it up front. So if anybody goes into any situation with you, they are going in knowing.
They're going in knowing, and I don't hide what I do. I'm very clear.
Yeah.
Look, I practice all the time. I do magic, and if you fuck with me, I do black magic. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
You know, no harm, but take no shit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, destroy your whole soul. I might harvest it.
What'd you say, Trap?
I'm not gonna harvest any souls. I'm fucking around completely. Relax. Jesus, Mary.
I'm glad you're tired.
All right, we're about to go on the break.
You're tired.
Without touching it. I mean,
what?
I'm sorry, I'm just speaking out.
That's okay.
I'm just saying.
I didn't hear you.
No, you said do no harm, and that is correct. And people are always saying, "Well, you're so nice. Do you do the dark stuff?" Listen.
Don't push us, and we won't go to the dark stuff. I'm not a killer, but don't push me.
That's really what it comes down to.
All right, we'll be right back. We're gonna go to break.
Baby.
Oh, but the show is over. I'm so sorry. It is 10:56. We're having such a good time.
I know, it goes by
This
so
show
fast.
is over. I am just so excited. I love our show. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. And we thank Mrs. Scientific for the readings. We thanks for all who tuned in tonight, who joined in on the conversation. And Chanel, we thank you for a lovely presence. And always being amazing. And again, stay magical, stay sexy, stay juicy, and we will see you next Tuesday, the same time. Ashe.
Ashe.
Be well.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. My friends keep commenting on my comment.